There is something happening inside you right now that the universe cannot ignore. Not because you decided to watch this video, not because you set an intention or lit a candle or whispered an affirmation into the dark. Something far stranger than that. Something that has been building in you for weeks, maybe months, maybe your entire life. And tonight, it crosses a threshold that sends a signal so loud, so dissonant, so utterly foreign to the pattern the cosmos has come to expect from you, that the field around you has no choice but to reorganize. And the part that will unsettle you is this: you will not be doing anything dramatic. You will not be manifesting harder. You will not be forcing a breakthrough. What you will be doing is so quiet, so internal, so imperceptible to anyone watching you from the outside that it barely looks like behavior at all. But the cosmos does not measure behavior the way people do. It does not watch your actions. It reads your frequency. And when that frequency shifts in a way that contradicts the signature you have been broadcasting for years, the universe does not just notice. It recoils. It recalibrates. It scrambles to catch up with the version of you it was not prepared for. Tonight, that is exactly what happens. But to understand why, we need to go somewhere most people never think to look. We need to go to the space between what you do and what you are. Because that gap, that tiny, invisible distance between the self you perform and the self that hums beneath the performance, is where the real signal lives. And it is that signal, not your words, not your vision board, not your carefully curated goals, that the cosmos is actually listening to. Let me take you into a specific moment. You know the one. It is late. The house is quiet. The obligations of the day have dissolved. The mask you wear for other people has slipped off because there is no one left to wear it for. And in that silence, something surfaces. Not a thought exactly, more like a texture, a feeling tone. It is the frequency you default to when nothing external is shaping you. Some people, in that moment, feel a low hum of anxiety, a dull, familiar dread about tomorrow. Others feel emptiness, a kind of hollow stillness that is not peace but absence. And some, though they would never say it out loud, feel a quiet grief, and not for something lost, but for something never fully inhabited. A version of themselves they have glimpsed but never sustained. That late-night frequency is not random. It is your baseline. It is the signal you broadcast when the conscious mind stops managing the transmission. And here is what makes it so powerful. If you've been doing everything right and reality still hasn't shifted, this is the one thing nobody has told you. You meditate, you visualize, you affirm every single morning, and still, somehow, the life you're calling in stays just out of reach. It is not your effort. It is not your mindset. There is something underneath all of it, quietly running the show. I am hosting a free live transmission where I walk you through exactly what that is and how to finally shift it at the root. The link to register is in the description below. Save your seat. The moment you see this, you will understand why you could not see it before. The cosmos does not respond to the signal you send during the day, the one shaped by effort and discipline and positive thinking. It responds to the one you send when you stop trying. The default. The hum underneath. That is the frequency that has been shaping your reality all along, and you have been sending it every single night without knowing it. Now, there is a principle in physics that illuminates this in a way that will change how you understand yourself. It is called hysteresis. The word comes from the Greek hysteros, meaning later or coming behind. In physics, hysteresis describes a system whose current state depends not just on its present input, but on its history. Imagine a piece of iron being magnetized. You apply a magnetic field, and the iron aligns. But when you remove the field, the iron does not return to its original state. It retains some of the magnetization. It remembers. The path it took to get to this moment is encoded in its structure. To bring it back to neutral, you cannot simply remove the force. You have to apply a force in the opposite direction. The system carries its past in its body. You are hysteretic. Your nervous system, your emotional patterns, your default frequency, all of it carries the residue of everything that has ever magnetized you. Every rejection you internalized, every moment you were told you were too much or not enough, every time you abandoned yourself to keep the peace. These did not just happen to you and then vanish. They magnetized you. They bent your internal field in a direction. And even after the original force was removed, even after you left that relationship or quit that job or moved to a new city, the magnetization remained. Your baseline frequency tonight is not a reflection of your current life. It is a fossil record of every force that has ever been applied to you. And this is why positive thinking alone does not work. You cannot override hysteresis with a thought. You cannot paste a new signal over an old magnetization and expect the cosmos to be fooled. The universe reads the deeper field. It reads the residue, and it responds to that. So what does it mean to shock the cosmos? It means doing something so unexpected at the level of your baseline frequency that the field around you has to reorganize. Not at the level of action, not at the level of words, at the level of the signal you send when no one is watching and you are not trying. Think about what the cosmos has come to expect from you. It has a model of you, not a conscious model, not a judgment, but a pattern, a probability field. Based on your history, based on your hysteretic magnetization, the universe has calculated what you are likely to feel, think, and broadcast at any given moment. It has seen you cycle through the same emotional loops thousands of times. It has watched you approach the edge of change and then retreat. It has registered the precise frequency of your late-night default 1,000,000 times over. And it has organized your external reality to match that frequency, because that is what fields do. They seek coherence. The outer mirrors the inner, not as punishment, but as physics. When you send the same signal night after night, year after year, the cosmos does not just respond to it. It anticipates it. It builds structures around it. Your relationships, your opportunities, your health, your luck, all of it crystallizes around the frequency you most consistently broadcast. And the more consistent the signal, the more rigid the structure. This is why life can feel so stuck even when you are trying so hard to change. You are pushing against a structure that was built to match a frequency you have not actually changed yet. If this is beginning to shift something in you, if you can feel the weight of what we are uncovering here, take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe so you do not miss what comes next. But here is where tonight becomes different. Here is where the bizarre behavior begins. There is a phenomenon in quantum mechanics that most people have heard of, but very few have understood deeply enough to use. It is called the quantum Zeno effect, named after the ancient Greek philosopher Zeno of Elea, who proposed paradoxes about motion. The quantum Zeno effect describes what happens when you observe a quantum system frequently enough. In simple terms, a watched quantum pot never boils. If you measure an unstable particle rapidly and repeatedly, you can prevent it from decaying. The act of observation freezes the system in its current state. Now, the inverse of this is equally real and far more interesting for what we are doing tonight. It is called the anti-Zeno effect, or sometimes the inverse quantum Zeno effect. Under certain conditions, frequent observation does not freeze a system. It accelerates its transition. It pushes the system to decay faster, to change states more rapidly than it would have on its own. The difference between the Zeno and anti-Zeno effects depends on the relationship between the measurement frequency and the energy spectrum of the system. When the observations are tuned to a specific range, they catalyze change rather than prevent it. Stay with me here because this is not metaphor yet. This is the mechanism. Your habitual self-observation, the way you watch yourself, narrate yourself, monitor yourself throughout the day, functions like the quantum Zeno effect. You are constantly measuring yourself against your history, against your expectations, against the model the world has of you. And that constant measurement freezes you. It keeps you in your current state. Every time you check in with yourself and find the same old feeling, the same old pattern, the same old frequency, you are performing a measurement that locks the system in place. You are observing yourself into stasis. But tonight, you are going to do something different. You are going to change the quality of your observation. Not the frequency, the quality. Instead of measuring yourself against what you were, you are going to observe yourself without reference to your history. You are going to look at your own internal state the way a scientist looks at a particle for the first time, with no expectation, no model, no predetermined category for what you find. This is the anti-Zeno move. This is what accelerates transition. And this is what shocks the cosmos. Because the cosmos has built its model of you based on the assumption that your self-observation will always be hysteretic. It assumes you will always see yourself through the lens of your past. It assumes your late-night frequency will always carry the residue of old magnetizations. And when you suddenly observe yourself without that residue, without that backward-looking reference frame, the signal you send changes so abruptly that the probability field around you destabilizes. I want to pause here and ask you something. What is the frequency you have been defaulting to at night when no one is watching? What is the feeling tone that surfaces when the mask comes off? I would love for you to name it in the comments, not to analyze it, but to acknowledge it. Because the moment you see it clearly is the moment it begins to lose its grip on you. Let me be very precise about what this looks like in practice, because this is not abstract and it is not optional. This is the actual work of tonight. Lie down, close your eyes. And instead of doing what you normally do, instead of reviewing the day, rehearsing tomorrow, scrolling through your familiar emotional inventory, do this. Place your attention on the center of your chest. Not because the heart chakra is special in some decorative spiritual sense, but because the heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in the body. Measured by magnetocardiography, the heart's magnetic field is roughly 5,000 times stronger than the brain's. It radiates outward from the body in a toroidal shape, extending several feet in every direction. When researchers at the HeartMath Institute measured this field, they found that its coherence pattern, the degree to which it is organized versus chaotic, changes measurably based on emotional state. Feelings of genuine appreciation, care, or openness produce a highly coherent signal. Feelings of frustration, anxiety, or resentment produce an incoherent one. So when you place your attention on your chest tonight, you are not performing a ritual. You are tuning into the strongest transmitter in your body. And then, here is the part that matters. You are going to do something your system does not expect. You are going to feel appreciation for something that has not happened yet. Not gratitude for what you have. Not positive thinking about the future. Something much more specific and much more strange. You are going to generate the precise emotional signature of already having received something you currently desire. And you are going to hold that signature steady in your chest for long enough that your heart's electromagnetic field reorganizes around it. This is not visualization. Visualization is a brain activity. This is something the body does. The difference is critical. When you visualize, you create a mental image. The brain processes it, but the body often does not believe it. You can picture yourself wealthy while your stomach is clenched with scarcity. The cosmos reads the stomach, not the picture. But when you generate a felt sense, a somatic experience of already having what you want, the body's electromagnetic output changes. The heart field shifts. And that shift is what the cosmos cannot ignore. Here is why this qualifies as bizarre behavior. Your nervous system has been conditioned to generate emotional states in response to external stimuli. Something happens, and then you feel something about it. That is the normal direction of causation, and it is the direction your body has been running in for your entire life. When you reverse that direction, when you generate the emotional state first, before the corresponding external event, your nervous system does not know what to do with it. It registers a profound mismatch. The feeling is real. The body can verify that. But the cause is missing. There is no external event to anchor it to. This mismatch is the shock. Not a shock to you, a shock to the field. Your nervous system is part of a larger system. It does not operate in isolation. Every electromagnetic signal your heart produces interacts with the ambient field around you. In 2015, a study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health documented measurable correlations between human autonomic nervous system activity and changes in the Earth's geomagnetic field. The researchers found that the human body is not merely affected by external fields, it participates in them. Your heart's signal is part of a conversation with the larger electromagnetic environment. When that signal changes abruptly, the conversation changes. This is what it means to shock the cosmos. You are not shouting at the universe. You are changing your side of an ongoing electromagnetic dialogue so suddenly and so fundamentally that the other side has to respond. Now, I want to address something that might be surfacing in you right now. A resistance, a quiet voice that says this cannot possibly work, that feelings do not change reality, that the universe does not care about your emotional state. I want to honor that voice because it is not stupid. It is hysteretic. It is the residue of a worldview that was magnetized into you by a culture that separates inner from outer, mind from matter, feeling from physics. That separation is itself a belief, and it is one that quantum mechanics has been quietly dismantling for a century. Consider the measurement problem. In quantum mechanics, the state of a particle is not determined until it is measured. Before measurement, a particle exists in superposition, a mathematical description of all possible states simultaneously. The act of measurement does not reveal a pre-existing state. It participates in the creation of the state that emerges. This is not interpretation. This is the standard mathematical formalism of quantum theory. The wave function does not contain a hidden answer that measurement uncovers. Measurement is part of the process that produces the answer. Now, physicists argue fiercely about what this means at larger scales. Does consciousness play a role? Is it the apparatus that matters, not the observer? These are real debates, and I am not going to pretend they are settled. But here is what is not debatable. At the most fundamental level of physical reality, the act of observation is not passive. It is participatory. And if that is true at the quantum scale, the question is not whether it scales up. The question is, what mechanism would prevent it from scaling up? No one has found that mechanism. So when you lie in bed tonight and generate a feeling state that has no external cause, you are doing something that the deepest physics we have says is not impossible. You are participating in the creation of a state rather than passively waiting for one to be revealed to you. And the bizarre part, the part that shocks the cosmos, is that you are doing it from the one place the universe least expects it, your late-night default, the frequency you have been sending unchanged for years. Let me take you deeper into the practice now, because there are layers to this that most people miss. When you generate the feeling of already having received what you desire, your mind will try to hijack the process. It will want to know how. It will want to construct a narrative. It will want to figure out the logistics of how this desired thing could possibly arrive. You must not let it. The moment you engage the how, you collapse the superposition. You reduce infinite possibility to the narrow band of outcomes your conscious mind can conceive. And your conscious mind can conceive of almost nothing compared to what the field can organize. Instead, stay in the feeling without a story. This is extraordinarily difficult, and that difficulty is precisely what makes it powerful. Your nervous system is addicted to narrative. It wants a cause for every effect, a reason for every feeling, a story for every state. When you deny it the story and give it only the feeling, you create a state of coherent uncertainty. The signal is clear, the feeling is defined, but the pathway is undefined. This is the equivalent of a coherent wave function that has not been collapsed by measurement into a single outcome. You are broadcasting a clear frequency without specifying the form it should take. And this is where the cosmos gets bizarre in return. Because when you send a coherent signal without a specified form, the field does not just respond. It responds through pathways you could not have predicted, could not have planned, could not have engineered with your conscious mind. People call these synchronicities. They call them coincidences. They call them luck. But they are none of those things. They are the field reorganizing around a new signal, finding the most efficient pathways to bring form to a frequency that did not exist in your broadcast until tonight. This is why the title of this video says, "Your behavior shocks the cosmos." Because from the universe's perspective, what you are doing tonight is genuinely anomalous. You are a system that has been sending the same signal for years, and suddenly, without any external cause, without any change in circumstance, without any event to justify it, the signal changes. The cosmos has no model for this. Its probability calculations about you were based on your history, on your hysteresis, on the assumption that your past would continue to predict your future. And in one night, you broke the pattern. If you have ever experienced a moment like this, a night where something inside you shifted and the external world rearranged in ways you could not explain, Tell me about it in the comments. Those stories are not just personal. They are data points. They are proof that the field responds when the signal changes. There is a term in information theory that captures this perfectly. It is called surprisal. In information theory, the surprisal of an event is a measure of how unexpected it is. Formally, it is the negative logarithm of the probability of the event. The less likely something is, the higher its surprisal, and the more information it carries. A signal that is completely predictable carries zero information. It tells the system nothing new. But a signal that is highly improbable, one that deviates sharply from the expected pattern, carries enormous information. It forces the system to update its model. Your late-night default frequency, the one you have been sending for years, has zero surprisal. The cosmos expects it. It carries no new information. It tells the field nothing it does not already know about you, and so the field has no reason to change. But when you generate a feeling state that contradicts your history, a state of already having received something your past says you cannot have, the surprisal is enormous. You are sending a signal so improbable, given your history, that it carries a massive amount of information. And information in physics is not abstract. Information is physical. It has thermodynamic consequences. It changes the state of the system that receives it. This is not poetry. This is Claude Shannon's foundational insight from 1948, the paper that created information theory and made the entire digital age possible. Information is measured by its unexpectedness, and you, tonight, are about to become the most unexpected signal your local field has ever received. For those wanting the complete framework behind what we have been exploring, listen closely. Have you spent years chasing manifestation, visualizing, affirming, raising your vibration, only to watch the same patterns repeat? Every traditional method assumes the same thing, that you are separate from what you want. That separation was never real. You were chasing a signal you were already broadcasting. Beyond the frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery walks through all 9 frequencies, from the dense transmissions trapping you, through the ascending currents, to the master frequencies where consciousness becomes the field. Every method you tried sent a signal outward. This one tunes the signal you already are. Every day you delay, your nervous system broadcasts the same old signal, and breaking free gets harder. So move on it tonight. The link is in the pinned comment below. Now back to what happens when that signal finally lands. Now I want to address what happens after. Because the shock is not the end. It is the beginning of a process that will feel disorienting if you are not prepared for it. When you change your baseline frequency, the structures that were built around the old frequency begin to destabilize. This is not metaphorical. Think about it in terms of resonance. Every structure in your life, your relationships, your job, your habits, your health patterns, exists in a state of resonance with your dominant frequency. They vibrate at a rate that is harmonically compatible with the signal you have been sending. When the signal changes, the resonance breaks, and structures that lose resonance do one of 2 things. They either restructure to match the new frequency, or they fall apart. This is why people who undergo genuine internal shifts often experience a period of external chaos. Relationships end. Jobs change. Old friends drift away. Habits that felt automatic suddenly feel impossible, or habits that felt impossible suddenly feel effortless. This is not the universe punishing you for changing. It is the universe catching up. The old structures are losing coherence because the signal they were built around no longer exists. And here is where most people make the critical mistake. They interpret the external chaos as evidence that the shift was wrong. They feel the discomfort of structures falling apart, and they panic, and they retreat back to the old frequency, because at least it was familiar. At least the structures it built were stable, even if they were the structures of limitation. The devil, you know. Do not do this. The chaos is not a sign that you failed. It is a sign that the shock landed. It is the cosmos scrambling to reorganize around a signal it was not prepared for. The discomfort you feel is not damage. It is the sensation of a probability field being rewritten in real time. There is a concept in thermodynamics that describes this beautifully. It is called a far from equilibrium state. In classical thermodynamics, systems tend toward equilibrium, toward the most stable, lowest energy configuration. But the Nobel laureate Ilya Prigogine showed that when a system is pushed far enough from equilibrium, something remarkable happens. Instead of collapsing into chaos, the system can spontaneously reorganize into a higher order of complexity. Prigogine called these dissipative structures, systems that maintain their organization by continuously dissipating energy. They are more complex, more dynamic, and more alive than the equilibrium state they replaced. You are a dissipative structure. When you push your internal frequency far enough from its habitual equilibrium, you do not collapse. You reorganize. But the reorganization requires passing through a phase of apparent disorder. The old pattern has to dissolve before the new one can crystallize. And that dissolution feels like chaos, like loss, like everything falling apart. It is not falling apart. It is falling together in a pattern too complex for your conscious mind to track. So tonight, when you lie down and generate the feeling of already having received what you desire, know that you are not just sending a signal. You are initiating a phase transition. You are pushing your system far from its hysteretic equilibrium. And the cosmos, which has been expecting the same old signal from you, is about to receive something it has never received before. Let me give you the practice now in its full form, because the details matter. Find your position. Lying down is best because it removes the body's need to maintain posture, which frees the nervous system to focus entirely on the internal work. Close your eyes. Take 3 breaths that are longer on the exhale than the inhale. Not dramatically longer, just enough that the exhale extends a beat or two past the inhale. This is not decorative. The exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch responsible for rest, repair, and receptivity. You are physiologically shifting your nervous system from a state of doing to a state of receiving. Now, place your attention on the center of your chest, not your thoughts about your chest, your actual felt sense of the area behind your sternum. You might feel warmth. You might feel pressure. You might feel nothing at first. Stay with it. The felt sense will emerge if you give it space. Next, and this is the critical step, call to mind something you deeply desire. Not the image of it, not the logistics of it, the feeling of already having it. If you desire deep connection, feel what it feels like to be held by someone who truly knows you. Not the idea of it, the warmth of it, the relaxation of it, the specific softening in your shoulders and jaw that happens when you are truly safe with another person. If you desire creative fulfillment, feel the specific satisfaction of having completed something that express the deepest truth you carry. The quiet pride, the settled feeling of having said what you came here to say. If you desire abundance, feel the specific ease of not calculating, the freedom of choosing without anxiety, the lightness in your chest when money is not a source of fear. The specificity matters because generic feelings produce generic signals. The cosmos does not respond to the idea of abundance. It responds to the precise electromagnetic signature of your body when it is in the state of abundance. And that signature is different for every person because it is shaped by your specific nervous system, your specific history, your specific body. No one can tell you what your abundance frequency feels like. You have to find it by generating it. Once you have the feeling, hold it. This is where the practice becomes genuinely difficult. Your mind will try to interrupt. It will say, "This is not real." It will say you are pretending. It will generate counter-evidence, memories of lack, proof that this feeling is not justified by your circumstances. Each of these interruptions is a measurement. Each one is your old pattern trying to observe you back into your habitual state. The quantum Zeno effect applied to your identity. Do not fight the interruptions. Do not resist them. Simply notice them and return to the feeling. Each time you return to the feeling without engaging the interruption, you are performing an anti-Zeno observation. You are measuring yourself into a new state rather than being measured back into the old one. The interruptions will come faster at first, then slow down. Your nervous system is testing the new signal, checking whether you are serious, whether this is a real shift, or just another temporary effort that will collapse by morning. Stay with the feeling for as long as you can. 5 minutes is meaningful. 20 minutes is transformative. An hour changes the architecture of your field in ways that will manifest as external events within days. And here is the part no one tells you about this practice. It does not matter if you fall asleep during it. In fact, falling asleep while holding the feeling is one of the most powerful things you can do. Because sleep is when your conscious mind fully releases its grip on the transmission. During waking hours, your conscious mind is constantly modulating your signal, adjusting it, filtering it, managing it. During sleep, the modulation stops. Whatever frequency you are holding when you cross the threshold into sleep becomes your unfiltered broadcast for the next several hours. This is why your late-night default frequency has been so powerful in shaping your reality. You have been falling asleep in the same emotional state for years, and that state has been broadcasting unfiltered for 8 hours every night. The cosmos has received more of your sleeping signal than your waking one. It has built more of your reality around what you feel at midnight than what you affirm at noon. Tonight, you change what you carry across that threshold, and the cosmos, which has been receiving the same midnight frequency from you for as long as it can remember, suddenly receives something utterly different, something with enormous surprisal, something that forces it to update every probability calculation it has ever made about you. This is the shock. Not loud, not dramatic, not visible to anyone who might be sleeping beside you, but registered by every field your heart's electromagnetic signal touches, and that field extends further than you think. Consider sharing this video with someone you know who has been stuck in the same loop, sending the same signal, wondering why nothing changes. When you share this, you are not just passing along information. You are extending the frequency shift outward, creating a ripple in the field that reinforces your own new signal while awakening the same potential in someone else. The act of transmission strengthens the transmitter. There is one more layer to this that I want to offer you, because it addresses the deepest resistance most people carry around this kind of practice. The resistance is this: it feels like lying. Generating a feeling of having something you do not have feels dishonest. It feels like self-deception. And for people who value truth, who have been burned by false promises and empty affirmations, this resistance is not trivial. It deserves a real answer. Here is the answer. It is not lying. It is remembering. Consider what quantum field theory tells us about the vacuum state. What we call empty space is not empty. It is a seething ocean of potential, filled with virtual particles that pop in and out of existence, fields that fluctuate even at their lowest energy state. The vacuum is not nothing. It is everything in potential. Every particle that could exist. Every state that could manifest. Every configuration of matter and energy that is physically possible is already present in the vacuum as a potentiality. You are not separate from this field. You are a localized excitation of it, a pattern of energy and information that the field is doing, the way a wave is something the ocean is doing. And every state you could possibly inhabit, every version of your life that is physically possible, already exists in the field as a potentiality. When you generate the feeling of already having what you desire, you are not fabricating something false. You are tuning into a potentiality that is already real at the level of the field. You are not lying to yourself. You are telling a deeper truth than your current circumstances reflect. Your current circumstances are one collapsed possibility out of an infinite number of possibilities that were equally real before the collapse. They feel solid and permanent and true, but they are not more true than the uncollapsed possibilities that still exist in the field. They are just the ones that were selected by your previous observations, your previous measurements, your previous frequency. When you change the frequency, you change which possibilities get selected next. This is not magical thinking. This is the ontology that quantum mechanics implies when you take it seriously. The debate among physicists is not about whether potentialities are real. It is about what kind of realities they have. But in every major interpretation of quantum mechanics, from Copenhagen to many worlds to relational quantum mechanics, the potentialities are part of the theory. They are not metaphors. They are mathematical objects that the theory requires in order to make accurate predictions. So when you lie in bed tonight and feel the feeling of a life you have not yet lived, you are not deluding yourself. You are reaching into the field of potentiality and selecting. You are performing an act of measurement that is no less real than any measurement a physicist performs in a laboratory. The only difference is that your instrument is not a detector or a spectrometer. Your instrument is your body, your heart, your nervous system, the 5,000 times stronger electromagnetic field radiating from your chest, and the cosmos, which has been building your reality around the same old measurement for years, suddenly receives a new one. A measurement it did not predict. A signal with off-the-charts surprisal. A frequency that breaks the hysteresis, that defies the probability model, that carries so much new information that the field has no choice but to reorganize. That reorganization is what you will experience in the days and weeks that follow as bizarre coincidences, unexpected opportunities, relationships that shift without explanation, obstacles that dissolve without effort. Not because you wished them away, because you changed the signal they were resonating with. Remove the frequency, and the structures built around it cannot hold their shape. They either reform around the new frequency or they release, Let me close this with something that might stay with you longer than anything else I have said tonight. The word cosmos comes from the Greek kosmos, which did not originally mean the universe. It meant order. Specifically, it meant the beautiful arrangement of things. The Greeks used the same word for the universe that they used for adornment, for the artful arrangement of elements into something harmonious. The cosmos is not just everything that exists. It is the pattern in which it exists, the order, the coherence. When you shock the cosmos, you are not disrupting the universe. You are disrupting a pattern. The pattern that has been organizing your life based on a signal you did not consciously choose. A signal that was magnetized into you by forces you did not control, maintained by a self-observation loop you did not notice, and broadcast every night into a field that faithfully mirrored it back to you as your circumstances. Tonight, you interrupt that pattern, not with force, not with effort, with a single act of coherent feeling that contradicts everything the cosmos has come to expect from you. And in that interruption, in that moment of maximum surprisal, a new order becomes possible. Not the order you plan, not the order you can predict, an order that emerges from the field itself, organized around a frequency that is finally, for the first time, truly yours. Not the frequency your parents magnetized into you, not the frequency your culture trained you to broadcast, not the frequency of your wounds or your fears or your carefully maintained limitations. The frequency of what you actually are when the hysteresis is cleared and the observation loop is broken and the signal is clean. That frequency has always been in you. It has been waiting in the field of your own potentiality, as real as any particle that has not yet been measured, as present as any wave that has not yet collapsed. Tonight, you measure it into existence. Tonight, you collapse the wave function in a direction the cosmos never saw coming. And the cosmos, that beautiful arrangement of everything that is, trembles. Not because you broke it, because you finally joined it, because the signal you have been sending was never yours, and the cosmos has been waiting with the patience that only an infinite field can have for you to send the real one. Close your eyes now. Place your hand on your chest if it helps you focus. Feel the warmth there, the rhythm, the quiet electromagnetic storm that is your heart, doing what it has done since before you were born. And into that storm, place the feeling, not the thought, not the image, the feeling, the specific, somatic, undeniable feeling of already being what you came here to be. Hold it. Let your mind object. Let it call you foolish. Let it present its evidence and then, gently, without fighting, return to the feeling. Again, and again, and again. Until the feeling is louder than the objection. Until the new signal is stronger than the old one. Until your body believes what your history says is impossible. And then, let sleep take you. Let the conscious mind release its grip. Let the feeling cross the threshold into the unfiltered broadcast of your sleeping hours. And let the cosmos receive, for the first time in as long as it can remember, a signal from you that it did not predict. A signal so improbable, so rich with information, so dense with new instruction, that every probability field within reach of your heart's electromagnetic output has to recalculate. That recalculation is already beginning. You can feel it. Not in your mind, in your chest, in the subtle shift of something rearranging itself around a frequency it has never held before. That shift is not imagination. It is physics. It is information. It is the cosmos, shocked into a new order by the one variable it never accounted for. You, finally transmitting clearly, finally sending the signal that was always yours. Finally bizarre enough, finally unexpected enough, finally coherent enough to make the beautiful arrangement of everything that is stop, recalibrate, and build something new. Not tomorrow. Now. In the dark. In the quiet. In the space between one breath and the next, where the old frequency ends and the new one has not yet been named. Stay here. This is where it begins. If this reached you tonight, if you felt something shift in the center of your chest while you were listening, leave a trace of that in the comments. Not for me. For the next person who finds this video at 2 a.m, wondering if anything can really change. Your words become their evidence. And if you want to carry this frequency forward, subscribe. Because what we are building here is not a channel. It is a field. And every signal that joins it makes the next transmission clearer for everyone inside it. Stay with the feeling tonight. Let it be the last thing you hold, for sleep takes you. And tomorrow, when the world looks slightly different, when something shifts that you cannot quite explain, when a door opens that was not there yesterday, you will know. The cosmos received your signal, and it is already responding.